Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is your teacher Umaya Shaheen. I hope and pray that all of you are fine. Our today's topic is continuous and discontinuous variation. Let's move on to the learning outcome. We will see the difference between continuous and discontinuous variation, and then we will see the examples of each. First thing is that we need to understand what the variations mean. Variations are the differences in the traits between individuals of same species. Like here is an example of jointed and disjointed earlobe. You can see that the trait is same, that is of earlobe, but some people they have jointed earlobe. Over here you can see that this earlobe is jointed, while some people they have disjointed earlobe. Now this condition is called variation. The people are of same species but they have slight differences in their appearance, and this is variation. Similarly, look over here. This is the same diagram that we used in our previous lesson. This is the height of the plant. The plant may be tall and the plant may be dwarf. The trait is same, that is of height, but there are variation in the heights of the plant. Then moving on to today's topic, the first thing that we need to learn today is discontinuous variation. Now what a discontinuous variation is, it can be defined in 4 different aspects. The first thing is that there is no intermediate value when it comes to discontinuous variation. They are definite, distinct and clear-cut phenotypes. And what is meant by phenotypes? Phenotype means physical appearance. There is no range, there is no intermediate value. Either a person can have it or person cannot have it. Like here the example is the tongue rolling. Some people they can roll their tongue like this one, and some they cannot roll their tongue. They are said to be non-rollers. So either they are rollers, either they are non-rollers. There is no intermediate range. There is no intermediate value between roller and non-roller. So that is why we say that the trait is distinct, clear-cut, definite phenotype. There is no range. The trait is qualitative. We cannot measure it. It is just a quality. Then the trait which is discontinuous variation, it is controlled by one gene or few genes, and it is not affected by environmental factors. Like if a person is roller or non-roller, it is not affected by environment. Similarly, if the earlobe of the person is jointed or disjointed, it is not affected by environment. And if we see the graphical representation of the discontinuous variation, then it is a bar graph. Now this is a graph. Let's say in our class we collect the data, and after collecting the data we make a graph, and we can see that 18 or 19 students in your class they can roll the tongue, but then we have 6 to 7 students in the class which cannot roll the tongue. So this is how you represent a discontinuous variation data. It is represented by a bar graph. Now moving on to the discontinuous variation, there's another example like human blood group system. You know that there are different types of human blood group systems. When it comes to ABO blood group system, there are some people which have AB blood group, some have A blood group, some people they have O blood group, and some have B blood group. There is no intermediate value, there is no range. There are 4 distinct clear-cut variations, 4 different clear-cut types. Either the person has blood A group, AB, A, O or B. There is no other value, there is no range. It is qualitative, it cannot be measured. So this is a continuous variation example, human blood group system, and graphical representation is a bar graph. Now moving on to continuous variation. When it comes to continuous variation, there is a range from one extreme to another. There are no distinct traits, instead there is a range. It is quantitative, it can be measured, and it is controlled by a number of genes. Plus it is affected by environmental conditions as well. Like if we talk about skin color, so here you can see there's a range of skin color. There's a very fair skin color, and then we have a very darker shade. Why? Because it is controlled by multiple genes, and it is also affected by environmental factor. Like when it comes to skin color, it is affected by sunlight. In case of sunlight, your skin cells are activated, they produce a melanin, which is a pigment responsible for the darker skin color. If the person stays in the sunlight longer, there will be more melanin and skin will be of more darker shade. So that is why it is affected by environmental conditions as well. Similarly, the trait is of height. Let's say height is also a continuous variation. The trait is of height and the person possesses the genes of tall height, but the person is living in a condition where enough food is not available. So although the genes suggest that the person should be tall, but because of lack of the food, which is environmental factor, the person may not become tall because of the effect of environmental factor. So we can say that continuous variations, there is a range that exists from different extremes. There is a quantitative value for each variation. Like in heights there is a quantity. Similarly, when it comes to skin shade, there is a range. And then we say that the continuous variation, they are controlled by different number of genes and they are affected by environmental conditions as well. So there is a graphical representation of a continuous variation. For example, height, there is no distinct category. People can be of tall height or they can be of short height, but when we make a graph of a continuous variation, it looks like a bell-shaped curve. In fact, this is a histogram, and then it is shown by a continuous curve. And as you can see, a specific number is given to the continuous variation, so we can say that it is quantitative. Now when it comes to comparison, how we compare continuous variations from discontinuous variation? Discontinuous variation, there is a clear-cut trait. Either it is there or it is not there. For continuous variation, there is no clear-cut trait. Instead, there is a range. For discontinuous variation, it is qualitative. For continuous, it is quantitative. And when it comes to graphical representation, discontinuous variation is represented by bar graph, while continuous variation is represented by histogram. Discontinuous variation, it is only controlled by few genes, while your continuous variation is monitored by different genes and many genes. Okay beta, this is all from today's topic. Understand the video, go through it, and if you have any queries you can ask. Thank you and best of luck.